Hey, this is Dina, Career Upgrade Coach. Hope everyone's having a good day. I was scrolling through Facebook quickly this morning and I saw that today is Black Women Equality Pay Day. And I was like, oh, this is a great topic to come on here and just talk about briefly. The woman who I saw this from, she was talking about how, so I just have a couple notes because I don't want to miss anything, but she was talking about how she's overcoming the pay inequality and what way she's helping to close that gap. If you don't know, Black women, especially, and women of color, get paid at a disparity in a lot of workplaces. And so a lot of that has to do with a lot of systemic and systematic racism that happens. And I would say a lot of that also has to do with another part of it being how we know how we articulate ourselves in our workplaces and how we negotiate. So I follow a lot of different coaches, especially Black women coaches who really talk about how to negotiate. Though I touch on that with a lot of my clients, I think the person who I've seen do it best is Kimberly Cummings. She also has a book that's out. It's called Your Next Best Move. I think, don't quote me, but you can visit Kimberly Cummings. She talks a lot about negotiating when you're in a company and how to get paid, what you should get paid. So anyways, I just want to come on and just talk about a few different ways that I am personally working to close that inequality gap and work through that. And one of those ways is investing in myself by joining masterminds and hiring coaches that allow me to be around other Black women who are showing up and also talking about their money moves. You know, a lot of times we think that success is a secret, and I think there's no secret to success, though I do love the Eric Thomas Secret to Success podcast. A lot of it is around being around the right type of people who are around you, who are taking risks, who are talking about what they're doing, how they're failing, how they're learning, how they're growing. And so I would say it's been about 5-ish, maybe closer to 7 years, where I've really started investing in myself, joining groups and joining other women and coaches who are doing that. They're making money moves, they're growing, not just on the money realm, but spiritually, they're growing in their development, and how that all works together to really help us as Black women close that gap on the inequality. You can do this with your own friends. If your friends are, if you're able to get a group of people together, it could be 3 people, it could be 4 people together, where you talk monthly about, hey, what are you doing? What ways are you showing up at work? Or what businesses are you working on? Or how can I support you? I think it's a great opportunity to continue growing together and learning together. So that's one of the ways that I really work on closing that inequality gap, is by being around other women working towards what I'm working towards. The second way that I do that is, or the second way that I help close that gap, is just encouraging, feeding into, supporting Black women. You know, when it comes to their businesses, when it comes to books that people are publishing, when it comes to events that are being hosted online, or not so much in person anymore, but online, or anything that I can help support, whether it's from a money side or whether it's just encouraging. I love feeding into other Black women doing great things. I really do. One of the core ways I also do that is by praying for the people who I'm looking at and I'm supporting, because I want them to succeed. I believe that when you succeed, I succeed, and vice versa. I don't believe in the mindset of there's only so much of the pie, and if I have it, you gotta have less. I think that is an outdated mentality to have around people succeeding, and my success does not infringe on yours, and neither does yours infringe on mine. You know, what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. So I really love supporting women, encouraging with words, or like I said, if I'm able to, or if it's a product that I identify with, then I can purchase it. Another thing that I do is, obviously, I think what you may or may not know, is me being a career upgrade coach, is that I'm working with a lot of Black women on how they can show up in their workplaces, how they can better articulate their value through their resume, through interviewing, how to truly have a plan in motion to continue to grow in a company, whether you want to stay for 2 years, or you want to stay for 10 years, you want to stay for 20 years. Having a plan on how to navigate your career, where it's not so limited to the ideas of what we know is, I would say, traditionally working for somebody for 30 years, and then a lot of people still being dissatisfied when they leave. And so I love working with my women clients around how to really do that, how to really refine and articulate and be able to show up their best at the workplace that they're at. So we do talk negotiating, and not so much on how much to negotiate, because I mean there's a lot of studies around that have a lot of those things, but more so the mindset around negotiating, the mindset around you knowing your value so that you can be confident in how you show up for that. So if you're in transition or you're looking for something new or you like to touch base on that, you can always visit my website. It's dinabspeaks.com. It's on the link, but you can visit and sign up for an enrollment call. We can see if we're a good fit to work together. I'll ask some questions, you'll answer some questions, and then we'll be able to see if working together through our either 4-week or 6-week program would be something that you would be interested in. So like I said, today is Black Women Pay Inequality Day, and I think it's so important. It's so dear to my heart because I believe that there shouldn't be such a gap. I think from both ways, right? We have a systematic way that we got to fight, and then we got to also fight it from the way of how we show up in the workplace and how we're ready to negotiate, how we're ready to show our value in the workplace. So I hope that as I've talked about this, you've thought about what ways you're showing up to close that gap. Whether you're a Black woman or not a Black woman, you can still help to do that work in a way that makes the most sense to you. So thanks for joining me today, and I will check in with you guys later because like I said, this was not even the topic I was planning to talk about today, and so I'll check in later with some career tips that I wanted to talk through. Have a blessed day.